And I'm doing this live for a second time because before I went live and it wasn't public, or was it public? I'm not sure. Anyway, today's topic is getting married a business deal or is it a fairy tale love? How should we look at marriage and what actually works the best? And so, hello everyone, my name is Greta Bereisaite. I'm dating and relationship coach for men and women. And today's topic is kind of like all about marriage, what people want, how it works, can it work this way or that way, and yeah, what actually becomes longevity, as they say. So, hello, whoever is watching. I would love to hear your comments as well as I'm talking about this topic, or like what you guys think. If you are married or in a long-term relationship, like how do you see it? Is it for love, or is it something a bit more like a business deal, and how is it working? So the reason I'm starting with this topic, actually quite many reasons to be honest, but let's start with the first reason. The first reason is I see a lot of women having this trend that's saying like I'm dating for marriage, and I see this trend as being like really, like it's going viral, and I wanted to talk about why it actually doesn't really work. It doesn't really work because if you're going a lot, what these girls do, we go basically on a first date with a guy, and it's like an interview, it's like an interview, like, what are your finances, what are your values, have you been married before, do you have any kids, do you want kids, and they do all the heavy questions, and we basically say to a guy, I'm dating for marriage, thinking that this way they will actually make a guy to propose to them quicker, or that way that they will scan the right guys, that they will scan guys that are ready, for something serious, and that the other ones, the ones that just want to play the game, we will drop off. The problem with this type of attitude is majority of men will drop off. Whether the good men or not so good men, they will drop off because at the end of the day, I find that majority of people still believe in love and we want love. We're looking for romance, we look for something meaningful. When you come at a guy like saying like I'm dating for marriage, you're basically saying I'm not looking for the connection here. I'm not looking for love. I'm looking for marriage. I'm looking for something serious, like straight away. And it puts a lot of pressure, and guys run because they feel like you're not looking to marry him, who he is as a person. You're more looking at his wallet and what's like convenient for you. So I would say this type of approach is completely ridiculous. Ladies, if you are watching these reels and videos and you think it's gonna like make the guy to, you're gonna find a man much quicker this way, it's wrong. It's really wrong. And if you will find a guy quick this way, he will probably get married to you out of desperation as well. Not because of love, not because he wants, that true connection. It's gonna be out of desperation because you're both like acting desperate here. It's really unattractive. Majority of people will run. So I would say like leave this approach behind. It's kind of like, it's very masculine actually. If you're looking for a masculine guy, you will turn him off because this approach is very masculine. It's like a business strategy. If you're okay with a guy that's a bit more feminine, maybe it could work, because a lot of times actually feminine guy date women that are a bit masculine, that jump in to take the lead, because somebody needs to take the lead in a relationship, and if a man is not taking, a woman will probably take it because she'll just get impatient. So, but how many girls want a feminine man? Not many, right? So right, anyway, Yes, guys, ask me your questions. I hope some of the girls will pop in because I just see a lot of guys here. So, ladies, if you are following the reels and copying the reels, you know, where you're going on a first date and you kind of terrorize the guy on a first date, asking him all these heavy questions, basically, you're not getting to know each other, you're more making it a business deal with him, you know. And yes, maybe something will happen, but it's gonna probably be out of desperation from his side as well. And these type of things, do we work? It's not for love. You know, it's not for love. Saying this, I do see in UK especially a lot, especially in UK, maybe New York, you know, more like these type of countries where people are getting married more because it's a business deal rather than love. So a lot of people in here actually are married because it made sense at some point, or it made sense at some point to settle. And a lot of people that actually were in love with their partners, you know, they didn't marry them because for some reason it didn't make sense to marry them, right? So it's like I do see in UK like a lot of business deals being made. Is it happy? Is it happy? Is it healthy? I I I personally don't really believe in that. You know, it's like, I don't know, to me it goes over my head. I can't understand like a business deal relationship or marriage, you know. However, saying that, it does happen that, you know, people can fall in love with each other over time, you know. So maybe it's like the parents that put you together, you know, and you know this is the guy you're gonna spend the rest of your life with. So from that perspective, you can learn to love him by focusing on his good sides. And also a man could learn to love you for like by focusing on your good sides. But it's definitely lacking a bit of romance bit going on here. Now the other side is like completely the opposite direction, is people, let's say, dating because we feel we are in love. It's like we let's say a woman goes on a date with a guy and she feels insane chemistry, like she feels like completely attracted to him, the guy is attracted to her, and she thinks or they think we dating for love, even though we have like nothing in common, nothing is going on, you know, like it's completely different backgrounds, but there's this intense chemistry, you know, and they think we like dating for love. So these type of couples don't really work either, because at the end of the day, if your moral values don't match, if you don't have enough in common, this lust, this chemistry will, you know, at some point will go down, and you will start to see each other's differences and, you know, the outside circumstances, and things majority of the time fall apart. So then it's like, how do you find that middle ground, the balance? Because everything in life that works out is actually balanced, right? So the middle ground would be, this is what I tell my clients, the middle ground is like, go on dates with guys that kind of match your basic standards, and then choose the guy that you connect with, you click with, you know, you're developing feelings for. But don't date blindly. Like, don't go on a date where you're just like, oh, she's attractive or he's attractive, and you have nothing in common. Everything is completely opposite, completely different. You know, thinking that, okay, I'll go on a date with this guy because I'm attracted to him and it's just gonna be fun and I'm not gonna catch any feelings for him. And usually, like a lot of times, the opposite happens. You know, you go on a date, you get charmed, you get intimate and stuff like that, you catch feelings, and now you have, let's say, strong feelings towards a guy that's not even a match for you, and then later on in life you end up having problems. So I find that women, well, to be honest, I think both of the people do this. I was gonna say women date a little bit wiser. Like we kind of scan the guys we go on dates with, but not necessarily, because nowadays there's like so many one night stands, and women do it and men do it. So, even with one night stands, you can catch feelings for one another, and then long term things fall apart because there is not enough of real connection. It was just all chemistry. So for men and for women, I would say, like, look at long term. Like, date a girl if she, let's say, matches your basics, and then, like, date a few girls that match your basics, that could be potentially the right girl for you, and then pick the one that you're actually into. And the same for girls. Like, date a guy that matches your basics, like your standards, and then pick the one you're actually into, the one you're developing feelings for. This is kind of like the balanced way to do things, rather than, coming up with like a contract, like, oh, you do this, I do this, let's do things together, and our financial situation will get better, and like, I need children, like, let's get married now because I desperately want kids, or like this type of like logical way. It's a bit sad, because at the end of the day, biblically it actually says to marry for love, doesn't it? It actually says, Father, do not marry your daughter unless she really wants to get married, meaning she has feelings for him. And if she really wants to get married because she has feelings for him, then you can marry her and I will bless the marriage. Otherwise, don't marry her because I will take care of her. This is why we have nuns in Catholic Church, because it's like God actually says, you're gonna be happier if you're single because I'll take care of you. You're not gonna have, because marriage is difficult. Marriage is, you have to work on it. You have to work on it to be happy. So being single and being just with God is actually, you're not gonna have as many problems. So this is why it says, like, marry, father, do not marry your daughter unless she really wants to get married. So where is this business deal coming from? Like, let's get married for kids, or let's get married because of our finances, or let's get married because it's time to settle. Like, is it really that healthy? Like, it's like, I find that countries that lost their faith usually take this type of approach. Countries that, it's like more like atheist in a country, rather than people that believe in God, we usually take this type of approach. Like, for example, I have a lot of clients that, we reach a certain age, and it's like, Greta, I need to get married, my clock is ticking. It's like, what about this guy, what about this guy, what about this guy, he's got this, he doesn't have this guy has this, but he doesn't. It's very like strategic, like which guy makes the most sense. And we don't think about love, we don't think about connection, we just like, I need to get married, it's like my age, I'm desperate. And men get into this stage as well. Like, we definitely get into the stage as well. And it's like, okay, what is the point then? Where is the beauty of marriage? Where is the romance of marriage? Where is the love? Where is anything? So yeah. I do also believe that sometimes, it's not just like that. Sometimes it takes time to fall in love with somebody. And, it's really good, let's say, to be friends first. And then sometimes, like, things develop over time and you fall in love with somebody. You know, other times you feel the chemistry and all of that like really fast straight away, but then you have to know how to maneuver with that so it doesn't turn just into lust, you know, because there is nothing wrong at having high chemistry straight away, like wanting each, you know, like that type of like your crazy butterflies in a tummy. But then you need to know how to maneuver it so it lasts, because a lot of people don't know how to handle it, and then they use it like very quickly, and then everything dies out very quickly. So if you have like intensive chemistry and you want to keep it, you have to act a certain way so it stays and it grows, you know, and that can happen too. So yeah, these were just kind of my thoughts about marriage and love and, you know, business deals and romance and stuff. And what do you guys think? Is anyone married here? What's going on? How did you guys got married? Also, I have a few clients that got married without being intimate before marriage, and they are in very happy, healthy relationships as well. So this is really interesting too. And to be honest, like, because I go to church, I know now a lot of people that are practicing chastity before marriage, which I didn't know before because I wasn't a Christian like even 5 years ago. So I just wasn't surrounded by these type of people. I didn't even know they exist still. And now I'm seeing this everywhere, like around me, because I'm in that environment. But it's really beautiful, and it's actually, it's very pure and respectful, I would even say, you know. And it's people that have really strong values and are looking for something serious and long lasting, you know. I find I see that really works when you actually save yourself for marriage, you know. And it's really easy in a way that if you actually, you know, if you're saving yourself for marriage, it's very easy to get over a breakup as well, you know, because the connection is not as deep. You know, you're dating a guy, but like if things don't work out and you didn't get intimate, it's much easier to let go than, let's say, things you know, are not working out, but you already been intimate and it's a lot of investment, a lot of emotional connection, all of that. And then it's really hard to let go of somebody who's not the right, who's not even the right match for you, you know. So yeah. Okay, let me see your comments. Yes, married at 20, it's been 18 years. That's amazing. 18 years, fantastic. How can you be friends with a man who you like? How do you stay low? Example, you have to control yourself. Everybody has self-control. We all have self-control. If you guys don't have self-control, it's on you, and it's a big problem. You have to have self-control as a person. You have to have self-discipline, self-control, you know. And also you have to, if you want a happy life, happy, healthy life, you need to look at consequences. A lot of people don't look at consequences. Like, for example, guys don't look at consequences, girls don't look at consequences. Like, for example, let's say you're really attracted to a guy, right? You're it's high chemistry, right? You're so attracted to one another, and you know, people sleep when with each other like so soon, and we don't think about the consequences long term. Or we think about fake consequences long term. Like we think about fantasy long term. We don't think logically long term. Meaning, like, if you're gonna sleep with a guy really soon because of a high intensity, high chemistry, most likely next day he's out of your life. You know, okay, maybe a couple times, and then he's out of your life. You know, so, but women are a bit naive in this field still, and they think like, okay, you know, if I'm gonna sleep with him now, he's gonna be in love with me, we're gonna create this chemistry, it's gonna be amazing, and then I can be his girlfriend and we can continue, the relationship. And to be honest, maybe let's say in Eastern countries where everything is a bit more old school would still work, because guys are a bit more still a bit more genuine. But if you try and do this in the Western country, most likely you're just gonna be switching one night stands over and over again, and 10 years later you'll just have a lot of traumas from all of these one night stands, and you'll be like sitting in a therapy office, like because of all of these one night stands. Because when you get one night stands, you're rejected, you're constantly rejected, so your insecurities start to grow, you end up feeling like you're devaluing yourself constantly, you're constantly unwanted, you're constantly devaluated, because short relationships make you feel like you're unwanted, because nobody wants the long-term relationship with you. So when you start to think like, what's wrong with me, and you start to your self-esteem drops. And that's why we have so many people in the therapists, in therapy offices nowadays. And it's just all because of short-term relationships. So, it's consequences. If you think about consequences logically, you're not going to put yourself in this situation, no matter how tempting it is. If you're not thinking about consequences, if you're completely blinded and naive, absolutely naive, if you don't have any self-control, then you're gonna get into this BS and you'll shoot yourself in the foot long term. Okay. I'm married. My husband is from Pakistan and I'm Black American. Our culture is different, except we are both Christian and our values are the same. We've been married for 10 years. That's beautiful. That's really beautiful. How not to get attached too quickly. I actually have a video on how not to get attached too quickly. It's on my YouTube channel. I think it's called 10 ways to stay detached. I really break it down very like in proper steps, like look it up. It's definitely on my YouTube channel. It's maybe been done 2 months ago, so it's still quite recent. But basically, when you're dating, keep things lighthearted in your head, especially as a woman, because at the end of the day, it's the guy that needs to lead. It's the guy that takes it further. It's the guy that initiates. It's the guy that takes kind of control of the situation. So why overwhelm yourself with these emotions? Why overwhelm yourself as a woman? What's gonna happen next? A lot of women, we overwhelm ourselves. Women go on a first date and we think 20 years ahead, and it's like, what's the point of that? There's actually no point of you to do that in your head, because you're not the one taking the lead, you're not the one taking the control. So if you actually just enjoy the moments, just look at it more like friend-like, actually make it less than it is in your head, it's gonna be easier to stay a bit more detached, and you will also that way allow him to take the control. And it's actually when a man leads, when he takes the control, when he pursues, that's when you end up having a happy relationship. If you as a woman will take the control, masculine men will run away. If you will start to take control as a woman in a relationship, in dating, by trying to push it more, by trying to control the situation, by trying to arrange things, by being too keen, by being too much into him, masculine men, every single one of them will run away. Feminine men, probably not, but masculine men will run away. Because this is what it is. It's like in a relationship, one has to be feminine, one has to be masculine. So if a woman is feminine, a masculine man will like that, he'll take the lead. If a woman is masculine, then it's not gonna work. It's both too masculine, it's not gonna work. And so then she'll probably end up being either single or with a more feminine guy. Now, can you date a man can you be a feminine woman and date a man that's a little bit more feminine? Yes, you can, but then you have to control yourself not to take the lead. You have to stay in your feminine. Like, you'll have to be like, okay, I don't care what's going on, I'm not leading. Then that way, actually, a man, because somebody still needs to lead and you're not leading, you're like, no matter what, I'm not leading, I'm not taking the control, right? And if a guy is more feminine, it's actually easier for women to date a bit more feminine guy because we a bit more kinder, we a bit more nicer, but it's harder in a way that somebody needs to take the lead. So if you want a more feminine guy to lead, you have to control yourself so much that no matter what, you're just not taking that lead. And if he starts to gaslight you, like you're so, you're a silly, naive woman that doesn't know how to take control, well, then just dump him. Be like, okay, this is not working, it's whatever, I'll just go for a masculine guy, that's it. But if he's not gonna gaslight you and you'll be like, okay, I need to kind of learn how to lead here, you're actually giving him the opportunity to nearly like feel good about himself and change himself and grow himself and become more masculine, become more a man. And he'll feel good. He will actually start to feel good about himself. It's same with women. Like there's a lot of masculine women, they don't feel good about themselves. We think that masculine women feel good about themselves. No, we don't, because it's not their natural role. We annoyed. We annoyed that we have to lead all the time. We annoyed that we have to take the control all the time. It's just the skills that we learned through lifetime, or we picked up these patterns. So when it comes to masculine women, we try to be feminine, and we actually really enjoy when we step back and we allow someone else to take the lead. Like, I have a lot of masculine women that I'm coaching how to be more feminine, and we feel so insanely happy and delighted when we just don't bloody do anything and the guy takes the control. We cry. We're so happy. It's like, Greta, I never had this in my life. This is so beautiful. It's so nice. I feel so good because we finally in their femininity. Because the most beautiful thing for us all is actually to be who we were created to be. Like when a woman is happy with herself and you're happy to be a woman, when you're not competing with a man, when you're actually truly happy to be a woman, when you feel happy with yourself, it's the most beautiful thing. When you allow him to lead and you can't follow without having the resentment, oh, he's a man, why should I follow him? By actually following because you're just naturally happy to follow and you respect that he leads. It's a very beautiful thing. Same for a man, it's like he feels good to take control, like and once he starts to take control, he'll, if he never took control before, now he starts taking it, he'll start to feel good, he'll feel stronger, he'll be like, I'm stronger, I'm more of a leader, I'm feel like, like a man. It's a very beautiful feeling. This is why, I say to women, like, allow him to pursue. This is why men love feminine women, because we feel more like men. So it's like, allow him to pursue. Don't ask him out. Wait for him to ask you out. And when he asks you out, so he's taking the control, he's taking the first step, and then he feels better, especially if it works. So obviously if you're like, if let's say you're allowing a man to lead and you want him to lead, you also cannot criticize him for leading. You know, don't criticize him if he takes the wrong move, because men are a bit, you know, sensitive. Not, it's, I wouldn't say, some are, some not, but it's better, why risk it? Don't criticize it. You know, if he's sharing something with you, allow him to share it. Don't say anything. Accept him for who he is. This is another thing what women do nowadays. Men share things with them and we're like, maybe you should do this, maybe you should do this, maybe you should do that. And then he feels criticized, you know, and he's like, okay, I'm not going to share anything with her anymore. So don't judge him. Accept him for who he is. Watch his steps. Let him lead. Stay in your feminine. And that way you will allow him to be in his masculine. And this is how you will fall in love. This is how men fall in love with women. When you allow him to be in his masculine. Because he starts to feel good about himself. Because he enjoys this feeling. This is how women fall in love with men. When a man allows her to stay in her feminine. When he treats her as a woman, as a lady. That's how women fall in love, because you feel like you can relax, you can be yourself, you can be playful, you can be feminine, and that feeling stays with you. You're happy, you know, because we like people, we remember people of how somebody makes you feel, right? That's what stays with us. So let's say we go out, we meet somebody, we meet a person, and if they made us feel good about ourselves, accepted, you know, that is what builds the connection. So when you're with a guy and you feel feminine, you feel nice, you feel this and you feel that, you are connecting. And for him as well, he's falling in love if he's in his masculine, right? Let's see, Greta. Treating her as a lady means I can't treat her as an equal, because it means I bear the burden on the difficult reality. Yeah, I don't believe in equality. I'm not that, like, I believe, okay, how shall I say it? I believe in, do I believe in equality? I'm going to be really honest. I know this is a very unpopular thing to say, but no, I don't believe in equality. I believe that men and women are insanely different, therefore we cannot be equal. Do I believe that a woman can do what a man can? Yes, I believe in that. Do I believe that a man can do what a woman can do? Yes, I believe in that. Do I believe that it's our natural states? No, I don't believe that. I believe we can do things that men can do, and men can do things that women can do, but I don't believe it's our natural states. I think we were designed to complement each other, therefore we are different. Of course, in some things we are the same, you know, same, but ultimately we are different, therefore we cannot be completely equal. Of course, you know, towards a certain job, like it's a very deep topic. It's a deep topic, but generally, like, because we are not the same. So in the past they used to say, I believe that men and women are equal, but we are different, like the way we are designed. Now I would even say that we are not equal. So yeah, it's just because I just seen so many examples in life, you know. I just see an example, like for example, we can do maybe the same job, for example, right? Sports, right? So I used to play basketball and I was quite good at, you know, in basketball. And if I played with guys that were like okay or not that great in basketball, we knew how to play but we weren't that great, we were okay-ish, then I would win against them because I'm good in my, you know, I'm good with playing with women, I'm quite a high level, you know, so I would win with guys who were okay-ish. If I would play basketball with guys that were good, I would be completely destroyed. That would be like, I wouldn't even dream of winning against a guy. It would be like a game for fun rather than who's gonna win, because it would be completely obvious who's gonna win, because men are stronger, faster, etc. So that's just physical stuff. Emotionally, we are very different as well. You know, emotionally, women are usually more nurturing, women are more emotional, right? So when women hit puberty, you know, we usually get more vulnerable because, you know, we start to look a bit, you know, curvy and all of that. And when we get more vulnerable, because now we need protection, because we got all these predators coming at us. You know, when men hit puberty with testosterone and all of that, we actually get more masculine. We get more confident, you know, their voice deepers and all of that. So we get more confident. So we have this protection thing going on. Then it comes to work, right? Um, Women that work in very high, you know, stress environments, yes, we can do it to an extent. Like, for example, I have a friend, I talk about her quite a bit. She was working as a lawyer, you know, and she was really good, very high stress environment, all of that. She was in charge of men, completely in charge. And after 10 years, she just got burned out, complete burnout, a burnout to the point that she's done, you know. And I mean, I hope she's gonna be okay, but she's not working now for 5 years. It's a burnout. It's like a physical condition, the back pain, like everything, the stress just got to her, you know. Would it happen to a man like that worked in the same environment as she did? Most likely not, you know. So it's, we are different. We are definitely different. I thought every girl I dated how to play chess, but we were always upset that we couldn't defeat me. But we always respected my consistency as a skillful player. You know what, guys? It's good that she didn't defeat you. Like, if I defeat a man in something, I lose respect for him. If I play basketball with a guy and I win against a guy, I lose respect for him. If I go for a jog with a guy and I win against him, I lose respect for him. If I feel stronger than a guy, I'll lose respect for him. It's just because you have to be stronger, you have to be faster, you have to be wiser, you have to be smart, you have to be quicker. Like, that's how it is. Yeah, I understand. Yeah, chess is, that's a good point. That's a good point. But how many women play chess? Not many women play chess. That's a good point. See, if I said what you say, I'd be called a yeah, I know. But you would be called that maybe in Western countries, not in Eastern countries. I was about to get married and we picked a place, and then he started realizing he's never been on his own, treating me different. So I moved back home and now we don't talk much, but I'm still engaged. So wait, let me see again. I was about to get married and we picked a place, and when he started realizing he's never been on his own, treating me different, so I moved back. And so I think there is something else going on here. You know, if a guy wants to marry you, like, it sounds to me like it's an excuse he's giving. It sounds to me like it's not the real reason. Usually guys bail out of marriage when we start to lose attraction for you. Not, I don't mean physical attraction, I mean more like psychological attraction. You know, more like maybe you're over pursuing, maybe you're too keen, maybe he's seeing some signs, maybe you've been acting crazy, maybe he sees like neediness, you know, and when we usually step out, and when we give like some random excuse, usually like the excuse guys give, it's very, very rarely truth. It's usually something else. It's just we just give an excuse because we don't want to hurt your feelings. More mature guys that actually want to work on things, they usually you know, we usually tell you the truth so you can change that. But women get upset because they take it too personally and da da da. But actually, when a guy tells you like don't do this, or this is really unattractive, try not to take personally, try to actually think about it properly, and if you feel like he's right, change those things. Because you know, good men that actually want to work on things will tell you the truth. And you know, when you keep repeating the bad behaviors, it just gets, you start to lose attraction, you know. Same as like to a guy, if you would tell him something that you like, something it's turning you off about him, and you tell him that and he's like purposely not doing that, what's gonna happen? You'll just, you know, you'll just start to lose attraction for him, and that's it. It's not a competition. It's definitely not a competition. Men and women should never be a competition. A woman is a gift from God to a man. You know, it's never been a competition. When people say we are equal, that's when it turns into a competition. When we don't talk about equality, that's when it's never a competition. Men will not be happy and leave if you feel you are unappreciative and be unrespectful. Women need to step up. Yes, women need to be more respectful. But you know why women are not respectful? Because of this equality. Because the equality created competition. And through competition, you lose respect, right? So when you both, let's say when it's like when you both having, okay, so I'll tell you like why women lose respect for men, right? So when the relationship becomes 50-50, it becomes like a competition, right? So it becomes like a sister and sister, or sister or brother, you know. It's like it's a competition. And when it's a competition, when you both are doing 50-50, you're not gonna respect a man as much as if he would take the lead and you would follow. If a man takes the lead and you follow, you respect a man because he's taking the control, he's taking the lead, he's organizing, he's planning, he's taking care of you in a way, like nearly you're like somewhat dependent on him, so you respect him for looking after you. If it gets 50-50, it's there's not enough of respect, it becomes a competition. So if you want a woman to respect you, take the lead. Take the lead, you know, take the lead. Provide, protect, take the lead, show her I'm stronger, I'm dada, I got you, you know, take the lead. But at the same time, I know guys will be like, yeah, but when I put her on a pedestal, she takes me for granted, or like she loses or she starts to disrespect me. Yeah, but take the lead with power. Men are more powerful, you're stronger, so take the lead with control, with power. Don't allow her to disrespect you. Have your boundaries. Women, like, I had a client today, right? And I thought this is so interesting what you were saying. So basically, this girl is dating a guy who's really nice, who's really, really kind. And he's a nice guy. He's a nice guy, and she's basically saying, Greta, I never dated a guy that's so nice in my life. And basically, she got really angry with him over something. I'm not gonna go into details, but she got insanely angry with him over something, and she lost it. She lost it in every single way. Like, she was abusive verbally, she started to hit him, she started to spit on him, she lost it. But, and she told me everything. She's, you know, people tell me stuff. So So she said, Greta, but when I was losing it on him, when I started to lose it on him, she said, like, I started with being grumpy, when I started with calling him bad names. And she's like, and I was checking, is he putting in a boundary or is he allowing it? And when he allowed me calling him bad names, when the next thing did, I started to hit me. When he allowed that, I started to hit him more. When he allowed that, I even spat on him. And she's like, and at the same time, she said, while I was doing these things, I was thinking, when will you bloody step it up and like control me? So she, in a way, was begging for him to put his foot down. I'm not saying this is healthy, but this is what, when a guy is nice, a woman will keep pushing it. So you guys, if you don't want to be taken for granted, you have to step it up. You have to you have to stop it. You get a bit of abuse, stop it. Stop the abuse, because you have this power. Stop it. If you don't stop it, some women are normal, right? Some women are normal, healthy. We're just not gonna go that far. We're not gonna go that far. We will not abuse you. We will respect you and all of that. But other women will push it. We will test it. Can you like control me? We're like begging for control. Show your power. Show me that I cannot walk all over you. And of course, this is a very toxic behavior, absolutely toxic. I'm not telling you guys to date these type of women, but I'm just showing you that people will push it to see sometimes as much as possible, and you have to put your foot down. Otherwise, they will keep pushing, and women respect when a man pushes. But another guy, she never done that. She's actually never done that. She would never do it because she's tiptoeing. She's like, she respects him. Nothing like a little physical abuse to touch. It's just guys, I'm not telling you should stand the right thing, right? I'm coaching her, right? It's like I'm coaching her how to be respectful and nice and polite, right? I'm just giving you as an example of, if you don't sit in a boundary, people will push it. Some people, not all, some people will push it as much as they can. So you have to step it in. Yeah, it is awful. And men do that too. Men do exactly the same thing. Men do exactly the same thing. Men do this thing like too. He checks like, okay, like, let's see, can I say something mean to Greta, right? Can I say my name is Greta, by the way, for the ones that I don't know. Let's say, can I call Greta a mean word? Okay, I called Greta a mean word and she didn't say anything. She didn't say anything. She's still being nice. She actually made me a coffee, even though I called her a mean word. He's like, huh. So Greta doesn't have boundaries. Let's see, can I, be more disrespectful to Greta to see what happens when. He's more disrespectful and Greta is still, oh, do you want some lunch? Like, oh, what did I do? And then next time you'll be like, okay, this is like, I can walk all over her. Maybe I can be more disrespectful to Greta. And then if Greta accepts that too, then it's like, that's done. Their relationship is done. Then you have a psychopath in the house walking all over you. So this is why you have to, like, you seen the first sign, say it. And when you see the first sign, you don't even have to do it you don't have to do it aggressively. You just say it lightly, like, oh, don't talk to me like that. That's it. You said a mean word to Greta, but it's like, don't talk to me like that. Boundary, honest, on a dot. When he's like, huh, what do you mean don't talk to me like that? Just don't talk to me like that. It's not nice. That's already a boundary. Now he's thinking like, okay, so if I would push it more, what she probably set a bigger boundary. And when he pushes it more and you set a bigger boundary, now this guy knows you don't mess with Greta. You know, but if you allow it, you allow this, you allow this, you allow this, you allow that. Of course, if a person is a good person with moral values and a strong upbringing, and we know right from wrong, and you know we good, you know we good, we don't do that stupid, you know, things like that. Of course, we're not gonna push you like that, we're not gonna take advantage of you like that and stuff like that, you know. But it's hard to find these type of people nowadays, and I find that it's better if you have your boundaries. You know, it's just life skills. It's like, if you're not gonna push it, fantastic, you're a good person, I respect that, that's beautiful to live with that. But at the same time, you have to have your boundaries if somebody pushes it, because we live in a world where it's all kinds of people. You know, we live in a world where it's good and bad. You're gonna come across all kinds of people. You're gonna come across narcissists and psychopaths and you know, and good and kind and evil, like everything. You'll come across everything on this earth, you know. So you have to have your ways not to be taken advantage of. If we lived in heaven, you know, that would be different, but we don't. We have to maneuver on this earth. Guys, I have to go. I would love to stay longer, but I have to go because I have a client in 5 minutes. But if you like this video, please don't forget to like me, to like this video. Book me for coaching. I do one-on-one coaching. All the links are on my website. I also have videos for sale, such as games men play on women, how to handle them, how to get your ex back. I have, what else? I have boundaries video, how to go from single to a happy, healthy relationship. I have a video, differences between men and women. I have a course for sale, how to be a woman of high value. And all these links are on my website. Okay, so have an amazing day. Thank you all for watching, and lots of love. Bye.